Let's kick things off with an update on the war in the Middle East. The situation is getting worse. The war is escalating. Casualties are mounting, but there might be some help on the way.
Breaking news right now from the White House to the war zone. President Biden this evening is leaving Washington for Israel.
With the conflict raging, the risk great. It is highly unusual that the White House would publicly confirm a presidential trip. But Secretary of State Antony Blinken, after a 7-hour marathon meeting with Israel's prime minister overnight, made the announcement.
On Wednesday, President Biden will visit Israel.
And that visit is intended to try to cool things down, to try to ratchet down the tensions somewhat, in some way, if he can succeed, in addition to reaffirming U.S. solidarity with Israel. Well, we'll see if there's any chance of this being successful.
That's right. President Biden is facing this issue head on and going straight into a war zone. He's flying to Israel tonight, although he's 80 years old, so he did get to the airport 2 days ago. And I'm proud of Biden for putting himself in harm's way. Although, let's be honest, Biden doing anything pretty much puts him in harm's way. A rocket strike is dangerous, but so's a bicycle. And I bet he can cool things down there, because if there's one thing Biden is good at, it's cooling things down, whether it's a war, heated rhetoric, or voter enthusiasm. But all jokes aside, I really am glad to have a president who's there, because it's comforting to have a leader who might actually de-escalate a situation. Donald Trump went to console hurricane victims, and by the time he was done, we were at war with Syria. So good luck to Biden and anyone who's trying to end the war. Anyway, let's move on to the biggest cluster outside of the Middle East, the U.S. Congress. 2 weeks ago, the House was thrown into chaos by Matt Gaetz, Florida Republican, and what happens when you photocopy Matthew McConaughey too many times. He staged a coup against Kevin McCarthy, Speaker of the House, and what happens when you photocopy John Slattery too many times. And after that, everyone said the Republicans were too divided to elect a new Speaker, and it turns out everyone was right.
Breaking news.
Chaos on Capitol Hill. The Republican House dysfunction continues as the fight for a new Speaker of the House continues to sputter.
Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio did not even come close to clinching the speakership.
He failed rather ignominiously to win the gavel on the first ballot.
Jim Jordan has 20 Republicans who decided to vote for someone other than him.
In a few cases, they voted for a guy who isn't even in Congress anymore.
Jordan! That's right. A big loss today for Jim Jordan, Ohio representative, and what you get when you photocopy your grandfather's toe too many times. So, as of now, it's been 2 weeks of Republicans arguing with each other, and they still haven't been able to agree on a new speaker, which is a big deal. The Speaker of the House is the person responsible for speaking in the House. So, if they don't have one, then nobody is speaking, and it's just so quiet in there. And Congress can't do anything until they figure this out. They can't pass laws, they can't send foreign aid to Ukraine, and they can't impeach Hunter Biden's penis. Right now, Congress is basically Mitch McConnell, totally frozen, and no one knows how to fix it. It's okay to show that because he said he's fine. And finally, let's talk about hotness, and not the kind you're seeing on your screen right now. I'm talking about the food in your mouth kind.
Finally, the new hottest pepper in the world.
The popular YouTube show Hot Ones surprised mad pepper scientist Ed Curry with a visit from the Guinness World Records. According to them, the title now belongs to his creation called Pepper X. The heat of a pepper is measured in Scoville. So, for example, a jalapeno is 5,000 Scoville units. Pepper spray is usually 1.6 million, and bear spray advertises at 2.2 million. But as for Pepper X,
2.693 million Scoville heat units. I was feeling the heat for 3.5 hours. Then the cramps came.
snaps. Wow. That's a hell of a pepper that gives a man a period. By the way, is Pepper X the most creative name they could have come up with? How do you look at this thing and not go with Satan's nutsack? Seriously, though, I love this story because this is what makes humans so great. We're always striving to break barriers that we don't need to break or that we even knew existed. We're always trying to dive a little bit higher, build a little bit taller, and devastate our sphincters a little bit harder. For more on this new pepper, we go live to the laboratory it came from with our very own Ronny Chieng. Ronny, this is pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah, wow, this is so impressive. What a great use of science. Our grandparents landed on the moon, but we made food harder to eat.
Okay. Well, okay, I'm not saying it's the biggest deal ever, but I thought it was a nice accomplishment.
Yeah, for white people, maybe. I'm from Malaysia, okay? I've been eating spicy food since I was a baby. Yo, my mom had 5-alarm breast milk. Her nipples were basically sriracha nozzles, okay? I eat so much spicy food, my driver's license has 3 peppers on it, like a P.F. Chang's menu. And that's why I never invite you to dinner, Kosta, because I know you can't handle the heat and because I don't like you.
First of all, ouch. And secondly, I don't care how much spicy food you've eaten. This pepper is hotter than bear spray.
Yeah, okay, maybe for pussy American bears like Yogi, all right? But Asian bears wouldn't flinch. You give this to a panda bear, he'd be like, why am I eating this lame-ass pepper where I could be busy not having sex?
Come on. Dude, this pepper is 2.7 million Scoville units. Come on.
Oh my God, 2.7 million Scoville units? That's like 10 billion dipshit units. Or some other scale I also just made up. It's all marketing, Kosta. This is why you're 5 million Zizor units, which is a measurement of how much I don't want to have dinner with you, in case you're wondering. And that's the highest you can go.
Ronny, you're just getting mad at me because maybe a white guy invented a pepper that you can't handle.
Oh, please. You think I'm scared of this pepper? I will rub this on my eyeballs and eat it right now.
This counts as us having dinner together, by the way.
No, it doesn't. This pepper ain't shit.
But, Ronny.
No big deal.
Ronny. Oh, my God. Ronny, you're on fire.
No, that's on something else. This pepper tastes great. Look, I'll eat another one.
Ronny, don't eat.
Yeah,
Ronny, do not eat another. Ronny.
Kosta, relax. Okay? This always happens when I eat something delicious. I'm just gonna go over here right now. Hey, do you have any water? Not because of the spice, my throat's just dry. I'm fine!
You know what? I'm sure he's okay. Ronny Chieng, everyone.